March 23rd, 2022. Ho Chi Minh City, Vietnam. A software engineer opens his laptop and notices something strange. Hundreds of millions of dollars are moving out of a crypto network in real time. Nobody can stop it. This is how a hacker stole $600 million. By early 2022, cryptocurrency was exploding. Millions of people were pouring money into digital coins, NFT projects, and online games. One of the biggest was Axie Infinity, a colorful game where players collected cartoon creatures called Axies and battled each other online. At its peak, some players were earning more money from the game than from real jobs, especially in countries like the Philippines and Vietnam. But Axie Infinity had a problem. The game ran on Ethereum. Ethereum was secure, but it was also slow and expensive. Small transactions could cost huge fees. So the company behind Axie Infinity built something called the Ronin Network, a custom sidechain designed specifically for the game. It worked almost perfectly. Transactions became cheap, fast, seamless. Millions of users flooded in. By early 2022, the Ronin Network was processing enormous amounts of money every single day. Eventually, more than 25% of all NFT trading volume flowed through it. The network became one of the most valuable crypto ecosystems on the planet, and that made it a target. Unlike Bitcoin, crypto networks are not protected by vault doors or armed guards. They are protected by code, specifically by private cryptographic keys. Whoever controls those keys controls the money. Ronin used something called validator nodes. These validators approved withdrawals and transactions across the network. There were only 9 total validators. To approve a transaction, 5 out of the 9 validators needed to sign off. That decision would later become catastrophic, because while the network was growing rapidly, security was struggling to keep up. Internally, developers were under pressure. Axie Infinity was becoming one of the hottest projects in crypto history. Investors were flooding in. Venture capital firms poured money into the company. The game was making millions every day. Growth came first, security came second. At some point during the chaos, attackers began probing the system, quietly, patiently. Unlike movie hackers smashing keyboards in dark rooms, real cybercriminals often move slowly. They study employee behavior, internal systems, access points, communication patterns. The group behind the attack is widely believed to have been Lazarus Group, a hacking organization allegedly tied to North Korea. And Lazarus was not some random cybercrime crew. According to intelligence agencies, the group had already stolen billions through cyber attacks. Banks, exchanges, governments, crypto projects. Almost everything was a target. The reason was simple. North Korea is heavily sanctioned. Traditional banking routes are restricted. Cybercrime became an alternative economy, and cryptocurrency was perfect for it. Fast movement, weak regulation, global access. But breaking into Ronin would require something more sophisticated than brute force. The attackers allegedly started with social engineering. One employee reportedly received a fake job offer, high salary, professional recruiters, multiple interview stages, the kind of opportunity that would feel almost impossible to reject. Then came a PDF file. Inside it was malware. Once opened, the attackers gained access to internal systems. From there, they allegedly moved deeper into the network, searching for validator access. This part is important. The Ronin network only required 5 validator signatures to approve withdrawals. The attackers eventually gained control of 4. They still needed one more. And this is where an old shortcut came back to haunt the company. Months earlier, Axie Infinity had experienced explosive growth. Transactions overwhelmed the network. To reduce congestion, the company temporarily allowed its own systems to approve transactions on behalf of another organization called the Axie DAO. The shortcut was supposed to be temporary, but access permissions remained active. The attackers found them. Now they had the 5th validator. That was enough. On March 23rd, 2022, the hackers executed 2 enormous transactions. One stole over 173,000 Ethereum. The other stole 25.5 million USDC stablecoins. Combined value at the time, around $600 million. The money disappeared almost instantly. And the worst part was that nobody noticed. Not for 6 days. The Ronin network continued operating normally, while hundreds of millions of dollars were already gone. The breach was finally discovered after a user tried withdrawing funds and couldn't. Only then did engineers realize the reserves had vanished. Panic spread immediately. The Ronin bridge was shut down. Trading froze. users rushed online, searching for answers. Some believed the entire ecosystem was collapsing in real time. Others thought the money was gone forever. For the company behind Axie Infinity, the situation was existential. Trust is everything in crypto, and trust had just been shattered. Investigators from around the world became involved. Blockchain analysts started tracing the stolen funds across wallets. Unlike traditional banking, blockchain transactions are public. Every movement leaves a trail. But tracing crypto and recovering it are very different things. The attackers began laundering the money through mixers, services designed to obscure transaction histories by blending funds together. One of the biggest was Tornado Cash. Millions flowed through it, wallet by wallet, transaction by transaction. The hackers attempted to break the trail before authorities could follow it. Meanwhile, the FBI publicly linked the attack to North Korean state-backed hackers. Suddenly, this was no longer just a crypto story. It had become geopolitics. A government accused of using cyber theft to bypass sanctions had allegedly pulled off one of the largest digital robberies in history, and the numbers kept getting worse. At the time, the Ronin hack became one of the biggest crypto thefts ever recorded, larger than many traditional bank robberies combined. Yet nobody used guns. Nobody entered a vault. Nobody even needed to be physically present. A few compromised employees, a malicious file, 5 validator signatures. That was enough to move more money than most people will ever see in their entire lives. Eventually, the company behind Axie Infinity raised funding to reimburse affected users. The network survived, barely, but the attack exposed something much larger. During the crypto boom, billions of dollars had rushed into systems that were still experimental. Entire financial ecosystems were being built at internet speed. Security models were often immature. Companies prioritized user growth over infrastructure hardening. Because in technology, convenience usually arrives before safety, and crypto was no exception. The Ronin attack also revealed how modern cyber warfare was changing. Countries no longer needed tanks crossing borders to attack foreign economies. A small group of hackers with laptops could now steal hundreds of millions remotely, silently. And unlike traditional warfare, attribution remained difficult. Governments denied involvement. Hackers hid behind wallets, aliases, and layers of digital infrastructure spread across multiple countries. The battlefield became invisible. Today, attacks like the Ronin hack are becoming more common. Crypto exchanges, hospitals, pipelines, corporations, governments. Everything connected to the internet eventually becomes a target. Because every digital system has one thing in common. A human being built it, and human beings make mistakes. The employee who opened the malicious file probably thought it was a career opportunity. The developers who left temporary permissions active probably thought they would remove them later. The executives prioritizing growth probably believed they had more time. They didn't. And maybe that's the most unsettling part of the entire story. The $600 million theft wasn't caused by one catastrophic failure. It was caused by several small ones, small shortcuts, small assumptions, small moments of negligence, combined together. Somewhere tonight, another engineer is approving temporary access. Another employee is opening an email attachment. Another company is prioritizing growth over security. And somewhere else, someone is already watching.